All praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. I was just watching this comedy thing right quick. It inspired me in the spirit to do this lesson. I'm going to start at Genesis chapter 19. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, meaning at the evening. And Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. These are two angels coming into the city of Sodom to see what's going on in Sodom. This is after Abraham had played with the Lord, and he said if he could find, like, I guess it got down to the number of 10 or 5 people in that city, Sodom, that if he found 10 upstanding, upright people in that city, that he would not destroy it. Couldn't find them, right? Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Unleavened bread, part of the law, especially during Passover, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which a lot of us don't know nothing about, or a lot of y'all don't know nothing about, especially in those Christian churches. Verse 5, and they called unto Lot and said, hold on, let me go back to 4. Verse 4, but before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. So you're in the crib. Imagine you're in the neighborhood. You got 10 houses on this block. Everybody from all the blocks around and everything in the city. You from a small town in the city. Everybody coming, they passing around your crib, old and young. Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodomy, we'll get to that later, Lord willing. Sodomy is it's a sexual practice that has to deal with the anal. I'm gonna just leave it at that, right? Verse 5, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And as you read scriptures, that's how you get married. When the husband say he wants to know his wife, or he know his wife, or she gets to know him, they want to perform a sexual act, or that's what marriage is, a sexual act, right? That we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, so he walked out the door and shut it, and said, I pray you, brethren. So these are guys, these are mainly dudes surrounding the house. Brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters. Now he had 2 daughters he about to give up, so they don't commit this act to these supposed to be men walking through the gates of Sodom. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known men. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Verse 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. So they're talking about Lot. You know, you think you good, whatever, all right. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So they about to bust down the man's door. Right? And that's what's gonna be so crazy. Like, was the time that we coming into Jacob's trouble? That's what's about to be going on. You're gonna be having these guys busting down doors to get a little backdoor action. To break the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. So they still trying to find the door. You figure after you get blinded, you can't see, you just walk away, man. Evidently you don't want this. This ain't what you want, right? But no, they wearied themselves to find the door. They still looking, trying to get in. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever hast thou in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. Right? Let me give one more scripture. I'm going to go to Luke chapter 17. I'm going to start at verse 29. No, I'm going to start at verse 28. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise return not. Remembers Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you, in that night there will be two men in one bed. The one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together. The one shall be taken, and the other left. Two men shall be in the field. The one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. To die, to destruction. The day of the Lord is dark and no light in it. Let me play this. Oh, wow. Let me play this clip right quick. Don't start from the beginning.
Actresses, they call me up. I don't know why they're calling me, but I like the lady that runs the department. She's usually really fair and was one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. So she sits me down. We have a nice conversation. She tells me, oh, the sketches are great. I go, oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word faggot on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question. It's just a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity? But I can't say the word faggot. And she said, because, David, you are not gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either. But you see, what I didn't realize at the time and what Kevin had to learn the hard way is we were breaking an unwritten and unspoken rule of show business. And if I say it, you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. The rule is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people. You know who I mean.
I'm gonna stop right there. This is a survey of the alphabet people in America. Table of context. The report was done on June 13th. It's back in 2013, right? I should probably pull up one a little more recent. But let's just go for instance, back in 2013. The arc of social acceptance. The percentage of all alphabet people, adults, saying more accepting is 92%. No different is 4%, and less accepting is 3%. Compared with 10 years ago, society is now more accepting of people who are of the alphabet community. An overwhelming share of Americans, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender adults, 92% say society has become more accepting of them in the past decade, and an equal number expect it to grow even more accepting in the decade ahead. They attribute the changes to a variety of factors, from people knowing and interacting with someone who is of that community to advocacy on their behalf by high-profile public figures to the community adults raising families. And that's where all of this is going into play. And thus for why the Lord say this. We're going to go to Revelation chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 4. Oh no, I'm going to start at verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. That's what these are. And his 2 witnesses is the 2 tribes, the 2 kingdoms of Israel, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And I will give them power, and I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees, and the 2 candlesticks standing before the the power of the earth. If any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them, and kill them. And their bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And that's right here in America. You jump down to 14, it say the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. The third world war is on its way. If I go up to the 13, it say, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven. The remnant, the hopeful elect of Israel, the actual elect of Israel. A small remnant is all he's looking for. So yeah, they say they got 92% of the people that's accepting of this community. As we just read in Lot, how most of the people in that community, old and young, had the issue with what Lot had going on under his own house. These two men just came out of nowhere, not knowing they were sent by the Lord to come down there and destroy this place. The same thing with our Lord when he get back. The same thing this comedian right here was being persecuted for. It's ramped up. All the spirits are back. They playing their part. The Lord didn't like it before, and the Lord is not going to change. He ain't like it before. He don't like it now. Let me see. Because some people wonder, why is that so wrong? How is that so wrong? I mean, it's common sense would tell you. I mean, if you're going to do that, why create a family? Why have children? Why adopt children? Why be with a woman that has a child by another man? Or a guy that has a child by a woman? And y'all corrupting the child. Right? Let's see if I can find it. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Inordinate affection. Let's find this definition. Inordinate affection. An inordinate affection is an unhealthy and obsessive attachment to a person or thing that manifests through uncontrollable love. What are the two types of concupiscence? There are two sorts of concupiscence, the one natural and the other non-natural. Liars. They're both unnatural. Thus, natural concupiscence cannot be actually unlimited, for natural concupiscence has to do with what nature requires, but nature always intends something finite and fixed. For instance, You have a plug, you have a socket. You can't produce any energy from a plug to a plug. You can't produce any energy from a socket to a socket. You need a socket and a plug to go together to bring on the lights, to bring life. Like I was just saying, if you're gonna be in that community doing those things, just receive or accept what comes with it. You know, you shouldn't have any children. You shouldn't. Now, granted, you know, these things are set up by the Lord anyway. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, He controls the left hand and the right hand side. But to those that's not understanding what's going on, when you see the plagues, when you see Jacob's trouble come, when you see them try to issue out the MOTB, when you see the Third World War coming, you'll understand why. The scriptures have been telling you all this time for the longest. Your church pastors, preachers, and teachers is not going to tell you. They're all about the bag. You know, I have no more to say about it. You know, I would play it again. Matter of fact, I want to play it again. Yeah, I'll play it again.
So she sits me down. We have a nice conversation. She tells me, "Oh, the sketches are great." I go, "Oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here?" She said, "Because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word faggot on our network." I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, "All right, fuck it. I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon." And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question. It's just a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity? But I can't say the word faggot. And she said, "Because, David, you are not gay." I said, "Well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either."
And yeah, that's another point. You know, seeing that 92% of the people are accepting of this community, you can't say nothing against them without being like canceled or ridiculed. But when it comes to us, we could be called all type of things. We be called all type of things. It's going on every TV show. You hear those names often, especially in these movies, especially the word nigga, right? This is my last verse, and until next time, I'm gonna just cut on here. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And that what time is coming back around. That what time is coming back around. Being stoned, being judged for going against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. So with that, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah B'Shem Kakodash. And again, double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. And the brothers of Akim doing the work in all truth and honesty and sincerity. Shalom. And endure. Abba Ratazah, endure.